You have a high-stakes task that needs flawless execution. Our immediate instinct is handing it straight to the most skilled team member. But evaluating assignments purely by who can physically do the work is the weakest predictor of a project's actual success. The data confirms this. 71% of missed deadlines involve an assignee who was fully qualified, but already at capacity. Over the next 5 minutes, we are going to break down the W.E.I.G.H framework. You will learn how to evaluate your task assignments based on real capacity, growth potential, and hidden project risk. This method replaces a flawed default assumption. Instead of asking who is technically qualified, learn to identify exactly who will guarantee execution. Think about the project you are running right now. Mentally select your most complex upcoming task and picture the highly skilled person you would normally assign it to. Now hit pause. Set that name aside. Before you finalize the assignment, we need to run that decision through the first filter. Step 1 is W, workload. You must verify their real human bandwidth, avoiding the trap of looking only at the official capacity shown on your resourcing spreadsheet. This diagram illustrates a case study from Amberton Field Systems. They needed a data validation module built quickly and assigned it to their top engineer. Because that engineer had zero actual capacity, a perfect match assignment created a massive bottleneck that stalled 3 downstream teams. Step 2 is E, expertise. This requires matching an assignee to the specific demands of the task environment, rather than relying on their general technical seniority. If the task requires heavy external interaction, you have to evaluate their communication style and stakeholder fit before you check their coding or writing abilities. When you weigh these 2 factors, the math is clear. A slightly less experienced team member with actual time and appropriate stakeholder fit will consistently outperform an over-leveraged expert. Step 3 moves us beyond the individual and into the wider team network to map interdependencies. This data point shows nearly 3 times as many coordination failures occur when interdependencies are ignored during assignment. A common mistake is treating those interdependencies as a scheduling issue, worrying about when a task happens. But who a task touches should directly dictate who gets the assignment. If a task's output feeds directly into 3 other teams, assigning it to someone with weak cross-team communication will silently stall all subsequent work streams. Step 4 is G, growth. Look at the task and ask yourself exactly what this assignment builds in your team member. Avoid the trap of hiding your quietest team members in isolated background work. Deliberately rotate highly visible tasks to them to foster their professional development. Aligning these tasks with a team member's stated interests creates highly accurate predictors for both the quality of their output and their long-term retention. Ignoring who a task touches externally and how it impacts the assignee internally turns a basic daily assignment into a systemic failure point. The final filter is H, hidden risk. We have to specifically evaluate the dangers built into recurring tasks. Project managers frequently fall into the efficiency trap, saving a few minutes by simply giving a recurring task to the person who completed it last time. Every time you repeat that assignment, you build a knowledge silo. The exact moment that specific employee is unavailable, your routine task becomes a project emergency. Once you have run through the filters, there is one final, overarching step. Before you hit assign in your system, have a brief conversation with your candidate to co-create the decision. Use this time to confirm that the team member actually agrees the work fits their current capacity and aligns with their desired growth trajectory. A task assigned unilaterally from the top down introduces immediate fragility. An openly co-created assignment builds total team resilience. Look at the new reality of your project board. The task is now assigned to someone who possesses the actual bandwidth, the specific communication skills, and the active interest needed to execute it. This chart shows the macro-level payoff of this framework. Applying these 5 filters across your team drops missed deadlines tied to overcapacity by 52%, and by forcing deliberate ownership rotation, it drops single point of failure incidents by 38%. Open up your project boards today, review your upcoming tasks, and evaluate your own blind spots. True execution edge does not come from applying the right technical skills to a task. It comes from asking all the necessary questions before the work ever begins.